on? What's really good, Jason? It's a Tuesday, almost noon. It's still overcast, but the sun is going to peek out in LA later today, according to my weather app. I check it frequently. I've been up since 5 a.m. How are you feeling?
What else is new, Chris? Aren't you always up at 5 a.m., bro? Come on.
No, honestly, no. Like like 4:45 today was a little much, but I had a lot to do. I had to go to the gym on the early shift where I saw something. I felt like I should. Like I saw, several buff gay dudes, women with fake lips, etc. But in that normal mix of Equinox West Hollywood, there stood actor and comedian Will Ferrell.
Wait, which Equinox?
West Hollywood.
Not to dox the goat.
The gay one. But so he's there on the elliptical, and of course some dork approaches him. I'm like, that's crazy to approach Will Ferrell when he's at the gym. But then when he finishes his set his warm-up, he goes to an Equinox trainer, which we all know is budget.
Oh my God.
That's not the kind of trainer you want. So I'm like, why is Will Ferrell, who is a very, very rich, successful, also
we should say budget in relation to this person's annual income.
Yeah, in relation to his level. But it's like Will Ferrell should not be seen in public sweating in like an old Lakers hat. Like you can do that in the privacy of a gym where you get a better. I just don't understand.
Do you think he likes being a part of the common man? If he's a comedian and a celebrity, then I should know firsthand as somebody who's trying to be both. We want people to look at us and get attention and admire us, and he's going to the West Hollywood Equinox because the male gaze is better than no gaze.
Once you're actually famous, you don't want that anymore.
Yeah,
that's the problem. That's the thing. You don't. I mean, he's also
look. Will's from Orange County, bro. We're built different. Okay,
he's too recognizable. That's another part of it. Like, there's no way to mistake him for someone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's got a very distinct look. But I was just like, damn, this is crazy. Somebody should intervene on.
But there has to be some weird synchronicity that he has personally, where he knows that extremely ultra wealthy 1%er people do not just go to a public gym and be like, hey, do you want to be my trainer? Okay, cool. Go do the warm. Like, we know that they come to the house and it's a whole thing, but he must have a reason.
Yeah, I think
maybe he's like, it keeps him street with it.
No, I think we're over. I think it's literally like, I don't know, this gym is down the street from my house.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely what it is. I like to overcomplicate.
This was the nicest gym that I could find in my area.
Yeah, that's definitely what it was. I have a feeling he hasn't thought. We thought about this right now more than he has ever thought about it.
Yeah, Will, I know you're not listening, but if anyone from the Big Money Players Network is listening, maybe a line producer or a custodian, send me a line. We'll give him some places and people to train with.
Yeah,
and he doesn't have to do the thing where he takes his headphones off when Chad comes over to be like, dude, it was so awesome when you're on Step Brothers. Do you remember?
No, even worse.
I just wanted to say I respect you.
Even worse, I think the guy today wanted to talk about like trans issues because of his new movie. And I'm like, bro, this guy did the work. You cannot talk to him about it at 6:30 a.m. on an elliptical machine. That is not the time or the place for this.
What you did was so powerful, and I think now in the middle of your workout is a good time for me to sort of.
Yeah.
I'm not going to interrogate you, but it'll feel like it.
What you did was so powerful. Do you mind if I just get a selfie? Like I know it's early, but if you don't mind,
what you did was so powerful for opening doors for the trans community, and I was wondering, how much do you pay for rent?
Oh,
do you think we can get a tour?
I'm just stopping people in the street today who are extra jacked. What do you do for workouts? What do you do for workouts? Oh, Christ.
Extra jacked.
LA is so cooked. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, you love it. It's not cooked. It's actually a little mild right now, and I kind of like it a little bit.
What do you mean?
I'm leaning into the gloom. I'm leaning into sweater weather. When I was at Pilates yesterday, I was wearing a long sleeve tee, and it was like a hunter green. And then my Pilates instructor came over to me, gave me a little whisper, turned the microphone headset off. Green looks good on you. Hey, just want to let you know, green looks good on you.
Yeah, I appreciate a compliment from a fitness instructor, but at Motivate, they're looking to make sure you re-up your monthly subscription any way they can.
No. Her and I are way past that. She only sees me showing up in a white tee, got my Kirkland on. That's it. So she only knows the one petal on the flower that is them jeans. And now she's like, oh, he busted with the green. But then it got me thinking that green J. Crew sweater that you upcycled to me because it didn't fit you.
Yeah.
I've worn it, 20 times. I've worn it a lot. I've appeared in photos and every single time I wear it, from the first day I got it to a week ago, someone always compliments it. They've seen me wear it multiple times, and it's one of those things where it's like, did you get a haircut? What? There's something,
it's a great sweater. But
it is a green sweater. So now there's two citations, and I'm starting to wonder if I need to lean into the green.
I mean,
did not mean for that to rhyme at all. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, I think you got a single compliment on a t-shirt and several on a sweater. That's enough evidence to lean into the green, I would say.
Have you ever pondered if you have a color and you can't in before navy blue?
No, I don't think about that at all, actually. I do navy blue is the color that I would reach for, but I'll wear green. I actually have a new green shirt I might wear tonight.
Ooh. But is that a little too on the nose for a brat?
It's more it's olive. It's not even in the same.
This is pistachio.
It's on a different Pantone page. It's not even on the same. It's not even on the same page. For all our designers.
But still,
out there.
Green is green.
No, sure.
It's one of those things.
Sure. I don't really care that much. You guys have talked so much about what you're wearing tonight that it feels ridiculous. So
No, it was one question because it's kind of a big deal question. It's a who's who.
It's not a big deal question because I'm not on stage. I'm standing there with people I know watching someone perform.
Think about the networking opportunities, the photos, the Instagram stories.
I don't look at life like that, Jason. I don't look at life like an opportunity. That's not how I see things. I'm just going to digest the art and see what all the hubbub is about. I have no interest in networking or building.
I don't look at it as an opportunity. I'm not like proactively looking to be photographed and put on the internet in my look, but I'm just saying it's a hot zone and you got to come prepared. You know what I mean?
It's an
You could appear in the background of I could be appearing over the shoulder of Jordan Firstman or something like that.
That's really going to get some eyeballs. Yeah, I guess it's
He's got some big shoulders, so he'll probably block my slight frame, but still.
I guess maybe because it's a dark arena, I don't know if many people are going to come through with the off-body flash to really capture the moments. But I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're going to be dead wrong and you're going to eat your words tonight. I guess
it's very possible that Benny Drama finally bought the flash that he'd been teasing us about. So anything could happen.
It's not a matter of will there be a crop on him, but how cropped it shall be.
When you say cropped, what do you mean? Because there are different levels to decrop.
Honey.
That is absolutely true. There are levels to the crop, and that is something I hope to never discover myself.
Yeah. Well, lastly, I wanted to bring up before our guest, you recommended that film DD, and I watched it last night with Carolyn, and we loved it. It was great.
It's great.
So it's now streaming for free on Peacock.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So all of our brocos out there, go watch it. It's a really sweet movie.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. I kind of forgot about it, but I guess that's what happens.
If you're Asian, with
movies that make
it really hits
$750,000 at the box office, but they're better than most things.
It looked professional. It looked really good. All the shots were.
I think he actually got a couple $1 million. I don't think it was like totally budget, but yeah, I mean,
still,
it's not going to lose.
If you told me that was a $30 million film, I'd be like, yeah, sounds about right. It looks like a $30-40 million film.
I don't know if I could tell the difference between a $30 million film and a $2 million film at this point because of technology and my lack of interest in movies.
Ooh.
I'm sipping on one of my leftover birthday Ophora waters. It
hasn't expired yet?
No, I checked the day and it's still good. Yeah, but this nano pure medical grade water really because I finished an Essentia and then picked this up and cracked it because I had two and this is my last one. And Jesus Christ, it really does taste good.
Really?
It really is better. It really is better. Yeah.
This is like your version of that one motherfucker, that one homie that it's actually more of a coworker who finally got that bottle of Pappy. Like, dude, it really is that much better than Makers, dude. Like It sends it. It's a full send.
Not better than Makers. God damn it. Yeah,
Dude, I'll say it. It's better than Makers.
I wouldn't buy this for myself. I'm only so stupid, but it's a great gift for the water enthusiast in your life, and it honestly does taste better. And I don't want it to taste better. I would love for it to not deliver on the promise.
Sure.
Because it's $35 for a 1.9 liter 64 ounce glass.
For a 1.9. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's inspiring because there are so many different things where you're like, you are an idiot if you buy this.
Yes.
Amazing gift. Amazing gift.
Yeah, that's a
and I think there's a market if you could find that thing where it's like it costs $30 to $50. So it's like some money well spent, but it's, many people can afford it as a gift. But it's that one thing where you're like, this is that crazy version of the thing. And you're never going to buy it, but once a year, you get that little water treat.
A water treat. All right, we have a guest today.
Just imagine if we're going to see George tonight. George making a little French press, get the AeroPress out there with that $30 a jug water.
Oh, that is nice. That's a good idea. When I camp out of my new 4Runner, I'll bring this with me. So when I'm making my coffee in the
with
morning,
your Widow Water,
as I watch the sunrise, my Widow Water. All right, we have a guest. We have a guest today, Mike Kinsella of American football. He also was in a band I listened to quite often in my teenage years, Captain Jazz, Joan of Arc, and he does a solo project called Owen. There's a new American football covers album with Iron and Wine, Ethel Cain, etc. that comes out this Friday, I believe. And I think American football's on tour. They're doing it all. They're back, baby.
He's even podcasting.
We're so back.
Many say they never left. We're going to get into all of this, what it's like to be an Airbnb superhost, and so much more. So let's give Mike a jingle.
Do you guys know I'm here? I don't know. It's like I was.
Yeah. So
okay.
we were doing our intro, so we sort of have to suspend the disbelief. We have to act like you're not here in the Zoom.
I hooked up and you're just like talking about me. I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be weird, and then it was all good.
Yeah, all you hear is like, when is this fucking loser gonna come on the pod? Just get this shit over with.
Yeah.
What's up, bro? How are you?
I'm good. This is just audio, right?
Yeah, it's just audio. It's just audio.
I'm just like sitting.
Just for those at home, Mike's in his bed right now. It looks like.
It's not my bed. I just found the quietest room at where I'm staying. And
yeah, this is audio only. We do not believe in the need to show video for a conversation. People listen to this while they're driving to work, not while they're at work.
After seeing you guys, I get it.
Hey, what the hell? You should check out my Instagram, bro. I clean up.
Yeah. Are you better looking on Instagram?
Who is it?
He's better looking on Instagram. Yeah, he is. He is. What are you drinking there? That's an interesting color.
A little early for that.
I'm in California. It's actually earlier. Where are you guys based?
Cali, baby. Cali.
No, we're both in California right now. We're in LA right now.
It's like it's a bastard Negroni. We put we got real smart. We thought, and we were putting like, let's put gin and Campari on our rider. Well, we had gin for a while, and then we were like, let's get some Campari, and then we realized we didn't put vermouth, and then so for 3 days everybody just kept giving us we call them shitty Negronis.
And then well, one of my questions on my notes was, are you an alcoholic? So that answer has been answered.
Got that one out of the way quick. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's noon somewhere where you are, and you're having you've had the Negroni sans vermouth this long, and now you've sort of acquired a dark taste for this now.
Well, I mean, we just finished these shows, and this is all that's in the house that I'm staying at. We're kind of working still. To be fair or honest, I don't think I'd be drinking this if I didn't think I had to get talk for an hour about myself. So I'm like, I'm gonna need a drink.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
You're blaming us, and that's fine. Whatever it kind of takes.
We're fine with that.
Yeah.
We're fine with it. We're just happy to have you on and chatting with us.
Step 3 of alcoholism is blaming other people. Yeah,
that's true. It's a common.
Hey, man.
That's a common through line.
I'll be drinking later today if it makes you feel better.
Yeah, it does. Solidarity.
Thank you. Now that you are currently in Los Angeles, are we doing some edibles? Are we doing some mushroom tinctures? Or are we just sticking to the Campari spritzes?
Yeah. I don't really, I never got into that stuff too much until maybe more recently. And I forget that is something I enjoy doing, but I forgot all week. It was a busy, stressful week.
Sure, you were busy.
I should have
You were
remembered,
busy
yeah.
because you guys played 2 shows, right?
We played 2 shows here, but I played 2 sets in Vegas on Friday.
Oh, you played at the fest.
Yeah.
Okay, this fest was a real stacked bill if you're over the age of 37.
Yes, all weekend I was like, I think this is my funeral. I've already died. It's like everybody
like,
I used to know.
Bro, I got to see the Jesus lizard in Las Vegas.
Well, no, not because it's awesome. I mean, being dead must be awesome.
Yeah, he didn't die and go to heaven. He just died, is what he's saying. He died and went to Las Vegas.
I got it.
I died and went to like math rock hell or emo hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was more sort of like this is your life kind of. These are bands that 30 years ago you stopped listening to.
Sure.
Including my own band.
I did have the first 7-inch, and then I kind of forgot they existed, and somehow they were booked on this festival that we're all playing.
And I know they're getting paid too, so that's good. I'm glad for everybody involved.
Okay,
I am. I mean, honestly, it was pretty niche. I got to say, when I was looking through it, I was like, this is for the heads.
You know, it's funny. This morning, someone's like, they're like, oh, they're talking about like, what should they do next year? I'm like, how do you? It's like this specific niche thing. Like, how do you replicate? I mean, you can't do these bands, so unless you move to like another, like it's like True Blood, True Detective, Detective season 2. It's like recast the whole thing, right?
No, this time Atreyu wears costumes. It's a little different. Right. It's going to be sick.
We're gonna switch it up. It's totally worth the ticket price.
Well, that actually reminds me of the old Cella that happened maybe like 8 years ago, where it would be like it was a 3-day thing, 2 bands each day, and it'd be like The Who, Stones, Paul McCartney, Pink Floyd, Bob Dylan. And then you're like, where do you go from here next year? And they were literally like,
they blew it out.
No, nowhere. You cannot. It's impossible to top it. And they just never did it again.
I guess I'm not trying to say they can't top it. They could absolutely top it with the Rolling Stones and the whatever. But
sure.
You just can't. You can't milk this. This is like you said, a niche thing, and you can't. How many times can you?
Right. How many times do you go back to the teat?
Yeah.
I think these festivals are more successful. I think the more niche, the better. Almost is what it's becoming.
Yeah,
is what it's becoming.
It's. I mean, it's curated. Like if you were into any of these bands, you got to see it all this weekend.
Yeah.
And a $10.99 roast beef or a prime rib dinner.
Sure. So
Vegas was just its own element that was
a surf and turf.
What was the crowd like? If you could kind of break it down for us, the average goer.
My age.
Okay.
Well, I think we're probably all around the same age. We're in our early 40s. Okay. I assume you are too.
I'm late 40s. I was kidding. You guys look beautiful. I'm the one that looks terrible.
Okay, thank you.
You look 41. Just to be clear.
Yeah, you kind of do. I got to be honest. I got to be honest.
The radio audience.
Yeah, the radio audience. Yeah. So you're saying it was guys about your age. Everybody has tattoos. I assume a lot of black clothing was worn.
Black clothing, beards. I mean, it's
okay.
Yeah, it was. I'm not. It is me. I mean, there's a reason. I was there.
Sure.
And apparently everybody I've ever met in my life was there.
You are their shaman for a reason.
Wow, that's really that is kind of wild when you think about that, because I'm sure there are people that you had played shows with or whatever and you hadn't seen in 2 decades.
Totally. And we've all taken time off, and everybody, it's so fun to catch up as adults with, dads, kids, and real life shit, whereas before we were all
I would say it's mostly fun until you got to run into that one guy. Every hour you got to run into that one guy.
I'm not going to say the name. That's good though. That was pretty good. You almost got me.
I was not fishing for a name. I mean, typically
I'm almost.
By the time you get to the bottom of Negroni, you're going to start talking about the drum tech from NoFX, how he really fucked you over that one time.
You're like, you know what, bro? Fuck hot water music, man. Those guys are dick.
He's a fucking asshole. No. But I mean, I'm just saying that punishing guy at these specific festivals does not need a name or a face. It's just like he has not forgotten a single thing about you, and you have not thought about this person in 20 years, and you're like,
Does this exist in the podcast world? Do you guys have the same?
This exists.
It's still a little early. I come from an EDM DJ background, so that's happened to me. We've had a renaissance in that world, I would say.
For real, you do?
Yeah, for real.
Oh, cool. That's like always the gig I wish I had pursued or something. I'm like, why am I lugging this gear around?
I wish Jason would have pursued it further, because all of his friends are rich and famous, and he's doing this with me. But, what are you going to do? We all make choices.
That actually reminds me of a question I wanted to ask you, Mike. Do you think you would be making more money if you used distortion pedals?
I'd be having more fun every night.
You'd have a bigger house if you had distortion.
You would have.
Yeah.
You own distortion pedals. You just choose not to use them. Correct.
I think I would have lost a bigger house in the divorce had I used distortion pedals my whole life. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
That's another way to frame it. That's another way to frame it.
He said
Okay.
that big muff cost me a 3-bedroom.
Oh, could have been. Yeah. Every kid could have had their own room. Oh.
Well, okay. Have we written a divorce settlement album yet?
Well, there was a divorce process album, just a solo thing. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Something more involving the paperwork and the kind of the minutia of property and things like that.
Yeah, maybe written from the perspective of your lawyer, kind of get into character.
It's well, I can't write. There's some things
Concept
I've read. He's
album.
like, well, say it like this. I gave him the lyrics first. I put it through his filter. Lawyer jargon.
How many do you have? You have kids though?
2 kids. Yeah.
Okay, you got 2 kids, and how old are they?
15 and 12.
15.
15, 12. Yeah. Old man.
Damn, bro, those are adults. Those are like that's full. Okay, so it's fine though. They're not like it's not that complicated at this point.
Well, I don't, I don't wish it upon anybody, or I feel bad making light of it. I've come out the other side years later, though.
Yeah.
If it's where you cut the deck. If you asked me a couple years ago, I mean, it was impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Truly, it was impossible to fathom. It was impossible to go through, but I'm still alive, and yeah.
Cheers to that.
Now, do your kids think you're cool, or do they think you're a freak?
They don't think I'm cool. I think the latter, maybe closer to the latter. I think they're like, just recently, my daughter's a sophomore in high school, and like,
Yeah,
she's like, she has friends now that like know the bands or whatever.
Yeah,
that are finding it.
Yeah, did your kids started respecting you once they saw the Spotify streams start going?
The boy has never like listened or cares, but he is the one who's kind of like, he's like, man, you got to get those numbers up. Like he's like, he's gonna be like a finance bro or something.
Your music, I personally don't care for it myself, but it looks like in last February we saw a spike. What were you guys doing then? Maybe we can bump it up.
Yeah,
Dad, why don't you have as many streams as Lil Peep? I don't understand. I thought you said this was your job.
Okay, so I did a little research. Your son, not a big music guy, and then daughter more going in the Taylor Swift direction.
Full on, and then everything that whatever the trickle down from Taylor Swift is sprinkled in her. Yeah,
The Sabrina Carpenters,
all of it,
the Chappell Rounds, et cetera, et cetera.
No, I get what you're saying, though. I think that Taylor Swift is a gateway drug. And interestingly enough, she has like pretty cool openers, I would say 60 to 70% of the time. And I think
I'm a fan.
I think those, but I think that
Her earlier stuff, but yeah, go ahead.
that's one of the nicest things. That's the only thing I like about her is that she has people open that have no business opening for her, kind of, and gives them the
Yeah,
platform.
she opens the doors for these struggling artists like Gracie Abrams. These
I know.
these poor lost souls who haven't had an opportunity.
I took her to a Gracie Abrams show, and I waited in a merch line for 2.5 hours, like whatever. And it was at a House of Blues in Chicago, and her and her friends went up to the front or whatever. And I had a buddy meet me, and we just sat at the bar. We were like, it was just me and like, I don't know, 10 other dads. The bar was empty, and it was just like a million.
This sounds like a great scene.
It was a great scene. I thought that show was fantastic. It was like a little gothy. I was like, that's cool. Like it was dark. It was slow. It was like,
Well, it sounds like a Danzig solo album you're describing here, my friend.
It was Lucifuge.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
There's Lucifuge.
It was.
There's a Lucifuge.
It was Gracie Abrams plays Lucifuge in its entirety. Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like
front to back.
Gracie's got a little bit better ab structure than Glenn has right now, though. I'm assuming.
That's for sure.
That's the only thing that people seem to be talking about her is how she has a 75 pack.
Yeah, she's
while
ripped.
she's currently
She's like-
traveling the
She's
world.
ripped. It's crazy.
She's carrying all the kitty litter.
That's what it is.
Wait, that was Glenn.
That's what it is. No, I think that's nice. That's now when you go do something like that, is it like, do you call somebody and get the tickets for her? Do you buy them like normal and then you go like a dad? Like
I try the call first for sure. Yeah, but
okay, good. I was hoping that
You
was the
exhaust all of your opportunities and then you'll go hit StubHub.
I have like one opportunity. I got one path, and it keeps me humble. I'm always like, hey, is this, how about, and then, can I get this? And then, I know exactly where my ceiling is.
Yeah.
It is a,
yeah.
it's somewhere between, Depeche Mode at United Center. Couldn't get that.
Yeah.
Couldn't get it.
Okay.
And that was, it seems like I can get everything my daughter wants, which is cool. I'm cool dad. But
well, the stuff you want, the tickets are $500. The stuff she wants, the tickets are $100. That might have something to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine having that experience when you do this for a living for your entire life, and then you have to go like the other way. You know what I mean? It's just it would be discombobulating.
And when I buy the tickets, I mean, so I mean, we're the last Taylor Swift thing. We're in like the room.
Yeah.
The first time I was on the computer for 8 hours, like in a queue or whatever, and then I finally got tickets and was a hero.
Yeah.
The next time, it was Olivia Rodrigo or something.
Okay.
We're in a queue. You keep putting stuff in the cart, and they're expensive. And then by the time you say, "Fine, I'll pay," it goes away. Right? You've done this. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I haven't, but I know I know the process.
It's maddening. It's crazy. Yeah. This part makes me feel like it makes me crazy. I'd be like, "There's no."
I've tried to buy Yeezys online. I know the general vibe of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people who, against all good judgment, would rather just pay more on StubHub when I decide I want to go.
Sure.
I like the Oasis thing sounded insane. I'm like, I'm just going to pay whatever it costs. I don't care.
Yes.
This is important, so I'm just going to do it my way.
After doing the Olivia Rodrigo, I was like, I love Oasis. I would love to go. I didn't even get in line. Luckily, a friend came through karmically and was able to get.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Exactly. Several friends came through for me karmically without even asking.
Biblical.
Which is nice.
Biblically,
Absolutely biblical.
How much money have you spent on Taylor Swift vinyl in the last 2 years versus actual good bound vinyl?
I don't know. You just reminded me Christmas is coming up, so I got to like the Taylor Swift fund. I know. She's like, I got a
Taylor Swift fund. You've got a separate Wells Fargo account for the Taylor Swift fund.
I got to get the red cardigan. The white cardigan, all the cardigans.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's offensive, and all at the same time, I just took her to see Biba Doobie.
Yeah.
And it was fucking great. You know what I mean? Like, when it's
good show.
Slowly, I guess the original point was slowly like we're morphing, like our tastes are like combining, and I'm like, we're both appreciating the same thing. So
it could be I see friends, peers my age taking their kids to go see like BTS and Cape, like Blackpink and shit, and they have to buy like the sparklers and the ears and the light up thingies, and you're just like, this is not even music anymore.
I don't, no offense. So far, I'm knock on wood. I'm so glad she's not getting like some EDM scene. Like, I cannot relate to that. So yeah.
No, Be the Boobie and even Taylor Swift. I mean, it's just a band. I mean, you know what I mean. At the end of the day, it's a band. It's pretty normal as far as.
But we had Biba Doobie on the pod a few months ago. Not a great chatter, especially compared to you. But her influences.
Okay.
She's like, my album is mostly influenced by Elliott Smith, and you're like, we can't really ask for anything better than that,
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't get that, but I'm saying like it all sounded great.
Mm-hmm.
It was like all the right guitar pedals. It was there was some distortion.
There was just
tastefully done.
A sprinkling of distortion. That's good. That's good.
We're joking around in the intro about the Airbnb Superhost, but we've talked about it before. I think just covering it as a local news topic when we read that the infamous house from the album cover, you guys found it, bought it, and are renting it out as an Airbnb. Is that still true and happening?
That's all true. All of that is, let me run this by my lawyer. That's all true. The impetus was played a show in Champaign. Or Urbana. It was in Urbana, the show, actually.
Yeah.
A few years ago, coming out of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of side project, like totally small, hometown, kind of like, relatively hometown. The label's based there. We were all drunk and we're like, we should buy the house. Polyvinyl is the label. They have an office in town. They have bands coming through. We're like, we could do whatever we want.
Oh, this is a great investment opportunity for the band. I see.
Why it's like a creative space. Yeah. So, it is Airbnb-able. We got to pay the rents on it.
Sure.
That being said, we got like a writer residency coming up, like a poet is staying there for a few weeks. We have a band tracked Anamanaguchi, demoed a whole new album over 3 weeks there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's available for other things besides profit, but it also costs money to own a house.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just like that I like that it was, you were able to do it. Usually things like that don't have a happy ending, you know?
Wait, so you're letting this poet stay there for free? Because I do a little food writing here. I was wondering if you had any openings for myself.
I'm sure
actually.
Jason wants to relocate to
Urbana, Illinois,
Urbana for the winter.
Only place I can get any work done.
You can, it's your creative space. Yeah, it's the only place I can work.
We'll talk. I'll send some of my samples.
So the band has collectively bought the house with the label as an entity. There's four people. The band, the label, our buddy Chris, who literally shot the house and lived in the house in college, and he was like a photographer. Still a great friend in Chicago, and he still has family in Urbana, so he has like ties to the city. And then our buddy Matt, who I've been in grade school with. Well, I've been in school with since first grade, and he runs Airbnbs in Chicago. So like he's the Airbnb guy.
Oh, you got a ringer. Okay, nice.
He's a ringer. He's my best friend. So I can bring my best friend and to do a thing.
Oh, I agree.
This is serendipity at its finest. Chris will do a little sweat equity.
If we got into like deep dish pizza, we would be running deep dish out of the house, is what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
Sure.
Right.
I understand. I understand.
It happened to be the family business, thankfully.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're dialed in. This is great.
We love it. We high five because it's so fun to have this like just this text thread of like, like when we got it, it was in disarray and it needed some new work, and it's just funny to see like I don't know, somebody at the label's son cleaning the yard, and he's sending a picture of and we're like, oh yeah, get him to work, like we're all it's just like a fun project. Yeah,
no, it's fun. It's a nice feel good story. I think that's why people were talking about it so much. I think it was just because it was like stuff like this never happened.
And in today's economy, the only way that one can buy a home, you have to find one in a middle of nowhere and get 11 co-signers and your record label, record label, and we'll get this thing.
We're gonna get this done.
It wasn't not mentioned. Also, it was around when I was like kind of going through divorce stuff. We're like, maybe Mike might need somewhere to crash. So
sure, yeah. There might be some selfish.
Get Mike out of my basement. Let's buy the old house. He'll fix it up. It'll be a good thing.
Throw him a bone. There is a value of having it in Urbana, Illinois, and not I don't know, LA.
Yeah,
LA,
tell us a little bit about Urbana. What's up? What's up?
First, let me complain about LA a little bit.
Sure, please.
You live in LA?
No. I'm here working, but I got a podcast at noon. Only in LA do I have stop.
You
working.
love LA, bro. You love fucking Taco Zone.
I like tacos.
Dodgers, all this fucking shit, bro.
True.
Okay,
It's
so
true.
what's your beef? What's your birria with LA?
It's just there's so many. It's just busy in a way that the point is Urbana, Illinois is not that busy.
You
And
don't
if you
say.
Want to,
You don't say.
If you want to be an aspiring food writer, where else can you get inspired? There is one Thai restaurant.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
There is one Mexican restaurant. There's probably.
But is it a college town?
Absolutely, yeah. It's in the neighborhood. I mean, like that's where all of our friends. I said like Chris lived there. He went to college.
Yeah. Okay. But what is the college? University of Chicago Champaign.
University of Illinois. It's like a Big Ten.
Yeah, it's
college.
big.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay.
Fighting Illini,
Yeah, the Illini.
Yes, I'm familiar with the Illini. What a great, just rolls off the tongue. Just an easy one.
I'm not. The lawyer said don't talk.
I got
it.
Georgia Bulldogs, and you got Illini. It really.
I predict that there are going to be a rise in places like this as we are all, searching to create without distraction, and it's so hard to escape all that shit. Like it's a real thing, and there's a lot of people where you have to really do like binge writing. You have to go sit in this house for 2 weeks and do the album because it's never going to get done any other way.
Yeah.
You have to be separated from all your shit.
People are working from home more, but and then home, if your home involves kids and all this, it's a distraction. And
that's why we need less creative people is my fix for this, I think. But
what do you do besides this, Chris?
He's a creative director.
I'm a plumber.
You're
I just kind of do my work.
Union? Prove it. Which union are you?
He's a union buster, unfortunately. Chris is he's an archivist.
No, I'm not. I do a lot of. I'm kidding, but I also think that there really is. We talk about it on the show all the time. There's this weird now push for everyone to like unlock creativity, and it's like maybe you aren't creative. Like you are a banker, bro. Dude, like we don't need to read your writing.
I would I mean, banker sounds ambitious. I would, yeah, I would, I don't know. I would be a plumber. I would be happy. No, not a plumber. Sorry. Whatever version of plumber doesn't work in plumbing.
HVAC repair.
HVAC.
HVAC repair.
HVAC.
Mhm.
I would lay tile.
You don't want to shovel shit.
Tile laying is an art.
Yeah.
Tile laying is an art. I'm more interested in becoming a
Absolutely.
chiropractor, but I think that would take a lot of schooling, so I probably won't do that. But I just want to help people. We help them with this
Chris,
podcast.
I feel like
It's the same.
chiropractor school is notoriously known as the shortest, easiest school
Totally,
certification to complete.
But as a person who didn't complete high school, it's a daunting task to do 3 years of cracking.
I think it's more like 3 weeks.
I thought the Georgia Bulldogs they had a famous chiropractor school.
Oh, the University of Georgia might have a chiropractic
Go Dogs!
institute. That's okay. Now I'm interested. I could go live there. I could join a fraternity. This would be a great reality show. 42-year-old guy goes back to college.
It was already made. Rodney
You remember
Dangerfield.
when Tommy Lee? You remember when Tommy Lee did it? That was the best. Tommy Lee did it for NBC.
I mean, I'd watch it for NBC. Yeah.
No, he did. No, this happened like
I guess
when I was in high school.
it's like us buying the American Football House. It was Tommy Lee went back to college altruistically. It was for our benefit. It wasn't for his benefit.
That's right. He gained nothing.
Yeah.
He gained nothing.
Yeah.
He was once again giving back.
Am I a clown to you? Says Tommy
Once
Lee.
again, he's giving back. All right, so you don't like L.A.
No, I love LA. I just it's so busy. It is productive. I actually feel more productive. I'm calling this being productive, by the way.
You
Yeah.
are being productive. You are being, but do
You're
you
doing press right now.
I'm doing
do you
press.
go out and do stuff?
Oh, I do stuff too much, and then I complain about having to work.
Sure.
But it's only because I did too much fun stuff. And yeah,
Damn, you sound like me.
So you live in Chicago.
live in Chicago. Yeah.
Got it. I've recently come around on Chicago
Oh,
in the last
Go
I
on.
would say 2 to 3 years.
You mean it?
But I don't know. I just something clicked. I think it was because I made a good friend lived there, and I finally got that sort of view of it versus
Sure.
my own.
He realized that cool people could live there.
Hey.
They could survive in that habitat.
Yes.
I did my homework, and I heard Stephen Malkmus lives in Chicago.
He does. He moved there recently. Yeah, his wife got a job at a school. I believe she's a professor.
He's a real romantic. He moves wherever her career is because
That's because he can do whatever he wants. Yeah, he can work from
he
anywhere.
can do what he wants. So yeah,
That's cool. I'm gonna look for him.
the old ball and chain. So now you can go find him somewhere probably easily. I mean, find a local tennis court, I guess.
Tennis guy.
Best place to
Well,
check.
he's on tour with his new band now, and I saw him on stage wearing shorts, which is very cool. And most people cannot pull that off.
He's skinny. He looks good. Yeah, he can pull it off.
He's
yeah.
got the gams.
I agree,
Yeah.
but shorts on stage is a tough putt in like a dark venue. It's not like a festival in Florida
Hey,
at noon.
just really quick, look up any picture from this Cap and Jazz set in Vegas. Our bass player Sam, as we were about to start, like we took the stage, and he's standing right next to me, and he goes, "Does it look like I'm wearing pants?" He's got like an oversized tank top and like biker shorts on,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "I don't know if you wanted to, but it does not look like you're wearing pants."
I don't know.
And he was like, "Okay, cool," and like he played the set pantsless.
And then also the guitar is right on the horizon line where the pant
Totally.
meets the shirt, so it's a blurred
It is
area.
ambiguous. at
you need
best.
you
Possibly
need to
illegal.
reel these guys in. You got to give them a dress code.
Yeah, I didn't. We're not a real band, so I don't.
A little more cap, a little less jazz on the wardrobe is what we're
I'm
looking
just
for.
a drummer in this band. I don't
Yeah,
have to do
you're not the
anything.
boss. That's true. So did you guys? So you did an American football set, a Captain Jazz set, and did you do a solo set as well?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, but the American football set, I can. Don't tell the other guys. I close my eyes. I'm asleep during that. It's muscle memory and
You have those songs memorized where you probably have to relearn some old Cap and Jazz songs, right?
yes.
Well, Captain Jazz is a little more free. You know what I mean?
Cap and Jazz. There's no wrong note. So
We can do whatever we want. It's gonna.
We keep trying to hit it every night and we still haven't found it yet.
I had to just like go on a diet and join a gym, and that's all. I had to do that more than like listen to the songs or anything.
Yeah, it's more of a physical demand than a mental.
Yeah.
I was always fascinated with Captain Jazz because there was certain bands that only played like hardcore shows and were fully accepted in that world when they definitely did not sound like that.
Yeah, known as being the most badass, sickest emo band.
And basically every band you've ever been in is one of those bands.
It's true.
So it ended at Kappa Jazz maybe, but it was so funny as like a teenager, not being in the hardcore scene, but like every time we would leave for like any tour, whenever we went out east, we're playing with like all the dudes. Speaking of playing in shorts, all the dudes are wearing like their oversized fucking basketball shorts. All the hardcore bands, we're just like these impish dorks, and then we take the stage and act like wild dorks. I don't know. Yeah, but it's still not cool. It wasn't tough. Yeah, there's no tough.
Well, Earth Crisis are wild dorks as well. They're putting on a different persona.
Yeah, they're big dorks. But I feel like I literally saw Captain Jazz open for like Indecision. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make it.
Where at? Where you see it? Maybe
Atlanta. Atlanta. I could be wrong, but like that is a good example.
What was it? It was like under the
couch.
Under the couch.
Yeah, under the couch.
Holy fuck! Really?
Yeah.
You were there?
I feel like you guys played there a couple times. Yeah, I feel like you guys played there.
I think we did.
Think of it like a couple times, but yeah,
that's so funny.
It's just a funny because there's certain things that were just okay, and there's no rhyme or reason to it, but there were such strict rules, but stuff would just make it through, and everybody just agreed.
Yeah. Whereas Promise Ring, half my friends were like, "Too gay, sorry," and then Cap and Jazz, they're like, "Yeah, this shit is sick, bro. You can't really hate on it, bro."
Sorry, what was Promise Ring? Half your friends said.
Too gay to listen to.
Okay.
Too gay.
I'm not like trying to correct it.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you said too gay or too good. And I thought that was actually funnier. Like,
they're just too good. They're just too good. I can't.
They own tuners. Like, what are they? Show off these guys? Yeah.
They appear that they seem to actually be making a go of it for their career.
They think they're better than us. Yeah. And
did Jason from Promise Ring? Did he do the art for you guys? Did he do some art for you guys or no?
He did art, I believe, for the Joan of Arc later on. I don't think he did the Captain Jazz.
Okay.
He may have, but I don't think so.
There was just such a look to all of the polyvinyl stuff, like that was pretty cohesive.
He did all. I mean, he did the artwork for the Promise Ring. So
yes, everything. Yeah,
there is absolutely. He's got an aesthetic, and he's great as a designer. Yeah,
I love it. I think it's such a time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it reminds me of Air Moon Safari. Yeah. In some ways as well.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
We're all old. Good job, guys.
Yeah, we did it. I mean,
well, we're old and we have like really good taste in like all different styles of music, to go back to the working without distraction, I was in my research, I learned the thing that you and I seem to have in common, which is we use cooking as a way to distract us from doing important work that needs to be done.
Fantastic. Yeah, any chance anytime I have an interview or a podcast, I'm like, but I have to make dinner, don't I? Don't I have to figure out dinner? Shouldn't I go grocery shopping? Anyway.
Okay, so how many days a week do you go grocery shopping?
I'm at a grocery store.
There's no shame here. I'm almost daily. I probably do 5 days a week.
I bet I'm at 4 days a week. Maybe I just fucking forgot, something. So that's one. But yeah. My girlfriend is like heavy meal planner. Like it's so fun to
Is she a personal trainer or she just likes doing that?
He's somewhere in between. I mean, she doesn't she doesn't personally train people, but she like is like aware of how much protein she eats every day.
Okay, sure.
And you guys have known me for 34 minutes, and I'm not like that. So
yeah, that's right. It's right.
Appreciated.
You look happy and healthy, but I don't think that you are counting your macros.
It wasn't. Yeah, it's her fault, not my fault. Anyway,
it's good.
So, but we look forward to. She's off on Sundays and Mondays, properly off. She does hairstylist, so she's got these days off, and
they're off.
So Sunday we're like it's a big grocery store run. Sometimes we call them to-gozies. We fill a water bottle with maybe a negroni and make grocery shopping fun. Come home,
it feels like a video game.
Yeah, I play a video game of meal prep. Yeah.
Okay, so you do the boozy Sunday grocery store trip. She is going. I'm buying my chicken breast, my broccoli, my brown rice. I'm going to prep it all out for the week. And you are like, what am I making for dinner tonight and only tonight?
Well, so the first half of the week, we don't have the kids, so we don't have to consider making anybody else happy. So, but we take in during the shopping, well, what are we going to do, come Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like with the kids? they're gonna have these wants and needs, but there's a fine line between making them happy and
Yeah.
introducing actual good food to them and making them just taste it enough so that they think it's normal and like it. So we're like, it's fun. We yeah, it's essentially like we've been together years now, so it's kind of our foreplay is like Thursday night. Are we doing short ribs? Are we really doing short ribs? And be like high five. And, yeah.
Okay, I get it. I know the vibe. Hey, it's nice to have something to look forward to.
I don't, but I'm happy for you.
Yeah, that's sort of what Chris and I are yin and yang. Is I'm the exact same way as you.
Okay,
and
cool.
then Chris has never cooked a meal in his life really, and
couple questions.
Goes out to dinner every night.
So your grocery store 5 times a week is on purpose, or like did you forget something? Or are you like fucking every day I want the freshest loaf of bread? I need like it, you know what I mean? It's like that. Okay.
Yeah, it's that. Well, every day I don't know what I'm going to want to eat tomorrow because it's based on what I eat today. So the way I eat
you have 0 kids though, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. You just wake up like, what do I want to do today? So yeah, that must be nice.
Yeah. Well, I got to walk the dogs.
Oh man,
that's about it.
Do they eat strict like dog food, or are you making them chicken and rice every day?
It's a hybrid. They have the overpriced expensive kibble, and then I make some broth and mix a little homemade chicken broth.
Lovely little wet food. Yeah, that's great.
You guys are disgusting. Disgusting.
Sorry, other question: how do you two know each other? What is
we met a lot. We met. I mean, it's been 15 years or more probably. When because Jason came to Atlanta to DJ, and
his toilet backed up, and you had to fix his toilet.
Yeah, exactly. Luckily, I had my tools on me, so I was able to.
At the time, Chris was he was helping a friend of ours who was a club promoter. And he was throwing a party, and then I flew in to DJ it, and then we just really started cackling ever since. That was back when both of us drank a lot. Now I drink a little, and he's sober.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's not as fun, but it's a job, so that's good.
Sure.
Yeah, that's good.
The heckling has continued though. It's great.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the through line of most of my relationships, really. If I'm doing it right.
Like,
the heckling?
Am I going to be as good heckling if I give this up? That was like the worry, and then it worked out.
That's what keeps me up at night. That's what absolutely keeps me up at night.
Yeah, I learned when I drink less that heckling is a bad thing. I used to heckle a lot when I was like 21. I'd go to stand-up comedy shows and heckle like David Cross and shit, and I thought I was like being awesome.
Yeah. Who did I just say? Somebody at a show like said something and blah blah blah, and then after talking about that person, I'm like, they just like somebody was like being like, fuck that guy, blah blah blah. I don't know, it's just a guy wanted attention. What do you want? You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah.
We fucking we flew out here for attention, so this guy I don't
when you look
him,
at it that way. I remember Jason and I went to see like during COVID, Jason, we went to that Big Thief show at that weird amphitheater in Orange County, and there was somebody just screaming after every song like I love you.
Actually this is probably something that's happened to you at a live show where you have a very emotionally impassioned fan, and they keep screaming things along the lines of "Your music saved me."
Yeah.
And they you make healing emotional music, and people who might not be able to act in public latch onto it, and they want to make your music about them. And how do you deal with that? I mean, I guess if you're just playing music, you just turn your guitar up and don't listen to them. But
I did it the other night. I said into the mic, "I don't love you." And then I said, you don't know what love is. Obviously you aren't listening to the lyrics. You know what I mean? Like, I make a joke.
Sure. That's the best way to handle it, I think.
Yeah, I feel like you probably get chatty on the mic at a live show.
When I play solo, I definitely derail my own shows 90% of the time. Just because I think I have a thing. I never had any aspiration of like anybody caring or knowing about my band, so it's all gravy. This is all gravy. You're in a room. I'm gonna write these songs either way. If you came to see me, cool. When I play solo, I just want to I want to know why will I remember playing this room? I won't remember just playing the songs. I do them in my living room.
Sure.
I'm always like, anybody want to talk about anything, and then whatever they want to talk about. If it leads to something, I'll remember it later. I'll be like, oh my god, that was the show that kid.
That was the one I had to give a guy a Heimlich maneuver.
Yeah,
this guy
I had to fix his toilet, whatever happens. But American football, it's a little more sacred.
Yeah.
You know,
People take this shit, bro. People take this shit very seriously.
Sacred is a good word for it.
absolutely more serious than I do.
Definitely more seriously. Definitely more seriously than you do.
Yeah, I mean, I take the music, I take the writing, and you know, like I'm all in. I'll make it as dramatic. We're in a studio today,
Of
and
course, of course.
I was like, no, this song, like we're describing it part. I'm like, it's like all the hands from the depths of hell are reaching up and trying to pull you. I'm like, I take it seriously. The performing part, I can't get over. Like you know, like if you see me walk on stage, even if I'm not wearing shorts, I look like a guy who should be wearing shorts. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, no, okay.
Sure. Yeah, like, all right, fine. Hand me the guitar. I'm gonna do
I'll
this.
play it. Like I'll play in 13, 14, and whatever. Like, but don't ask me to love you back. You know, like
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. It's just insane what people make of something. Like I can't like, and I like stuff. I like a lot of stuff a lot.
absolutely.
But there's
I
like a
totally-
line.
Exactly. There's also that when the kids are, I mean, people are getting younger and like celebrity culture and shit is getting so weird. I mean, this is all a call back to like the Gracie Abrams and all the shit that like my daughter, it's just, she doesn't understand. Like, you don't have to fall for this. Like it's a marketing. It's
Yeah, you can just really like the music.
Yeah,
and,
you
and
can
that-
like
it
a
can end
thing.
there. It can
Yeah.
end there. I agree. I agree. I also think we just expect so much from these people, and it's like they just kind of fell into. You know what I mean? Like this is.
Yeah.
Well, I think these people have become their own genres is the problem. Where we used to have that's a crust punker, that's like a jungle drum and bass kid, that's a whatever. Now it's just like that's a Swiftie.
right. That's a brand. Right. Yeah.
That's a jelly roller. That's a jelly roll is my life instead of like I'm emo or I'm punk or whatever, you know?
Or even just like, you can, it distilled even more. It's like, I'm a jock or I'm not a jock. Okay, you're not a jock.
Yeah.
Then the rest of us can get along. You know, that's cool. As a guy who like literally loves sports, I was like the jockiest guy in every band van I've ever been in.
I guess the bar is probably pretty low for these bands in terms of sports fanaticism.
For sure.
You're telling me that Captain Jazz didn't have the NFL Red Zone package on the
Yeah, we
TV?
would have if it was available. I take that back.
Anyone get the rugby score?
Davey literally gave up music to be into sports. I mean, like that dude is like he coaches his kids' teams and
So, but how does he make a living?
he's an accountant. He might get paid to coach. He's like at levels now. His kids have grown up, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't keep up much with him, but I mean, I'm
He's
not.
got a little walking around money from the coaching gig, Chris. But you know, he's good.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it is cool. I guess it's like, but that dude loves sports. Yeah.
What teams do you follow?
You know, in somewhere in between bragging about how much into sports I am and how cool I am, what a jock I could have been.
Same.
I don't follow. There's like, I don't know. Like, I don't love teams. I love the whole story. I keep up with it enough to know like tennis or something. Why is this? What are these guys' records against each other, and why do they not like each other?
Yeah, sure.
Now this match, even though it's not the finals, it's a fucking
Means something.
Why does this mean something? Why is this guy who overachieved in this scenario? So I really kind of pay attention to like the stories.
You like the Shakespearean elements of the sports drama.
Full circle, like they're just people too that fell into this shit. You know what I mean? Like holy shit, like
No, they're usually one of their abusive parents forced them to do it.
That's
But
true.
I know what you mean. I know the sentiment. I understand.
well, of all the abusive parents, this one succeeded.
I wish my parents would have abused my ass. I could have been a fucking athlete instead of a podcaster. Think how cool that would be.
Yeah, it would have been cool. You could
I
have.
came from a happy home, and now this is what
You
I
would be
do.
retired by 42 or whatever.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
it's a little CTE is fine. That doesn't bother me. I probably already have that anyway. From who knows?
Sure.
Yeah, my brother's the same way. He doesn't have like this is my team. I just love basketball, period, and the whole story of it.
I mean, every time the game comes on, I'll be like, I hate this team, but every season, like all of a sudden, I love the Knicks. Did I love them before Jalen Brunson? No.
Right,
You know
right,
what I mean?
right.
Like it's okay, cool. This guy's cool. I respect this guy. And yeah.
Every team is a living document, Chris. It's always in flux.
Thank you for saying the Knicks are a Google Doc. Okay?
Put it in your terms.
How much did you lose last year sports gambling?
Oh, see, that's the other. I mean, like the gambling thing drives me crazy because it takes away from the story. Like
It's 100% going to ruin. It's getting insane.
yeah,
No, that does. Yeah, it's gambling is there for people who cannot enjoy the storyline, and it's
Totally.
like a book isn't enough. I need pictures.
I need to either make money or lose money or ride or die. And imagine now, so my 12-year-old son into sports is like just crunching numbers and like, well, like what are the odds or whatever. I mean, he's not like putting money on shit, but he's like totally aware that that's an element.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm like, just sit and watch the whole game. Like just watch the game.
Well, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Prize Picks, who make it super easy.
But I think it's cool because like when we were growing up, you have like here's the baseball team, and if you're not as good good enough to play any of these positions, you're not on the team. And now there's one guy who's like, I don't really care about throwing, but like I'm really good with numbers, so I'll be your numbers guy, or I'll be your this guy, or whatever
I'm
it
a
is.
numbers guy, or I mean, even on the team, like, well, I'm really good at stealing second. Okay, once a game you go and steal. I mean, like it's cool. Like I get strategy. I like the strategy of it, but like honestly, I'll keep talking about tennis. Like tennis is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
one guy gets a guy. I can't get it at doubles.
Me too.
No, doubles sucks.
You should listen
Doubles
to.
sucks.
We did an episode with Ben Shelton a couple months ago during the U.S. Open.
Shut up.
Yeah, bro. I know. I mean, I'm telling you, our podcast is a podcast for you. I don't know if you listen to any pods, but I feel like
No. I listen to one podcast. Tony Kornheiser.
What is that?
Kornheiser. Sounds sports related?
It sounds midwestern.
He's he's on PTI on ESPN. It's like a talk show for 30 years. What, you guys? What?
Never. What is he? All sports, or
Unbelievable.
does he focus on certain?
The TV show that he's sort of famous for. He like was a broadcaster on Monday Night Football for 1 year, I believe.
Okay.
1 year is not enough for me to know. You know what I mean?
Failed. Yeah, he was like a little bit niche.
Okay.
He sounds like he's for the heads.
I only have time for one podcast, so maybe now two. I like you guys. You guys are cool. I'm gonna work into my meal.
What
prep.
are you doing all that? What are you doing all the time? I guess you got 2 kids. I guess that is busy.
I got 2 kids. I got 2 dogs. I got 1 ex-wife, 1 girlfriend. I've got 3 bands. I don't know. Somehow I'm busy.
I think it sounds like you've designed your life so you don't have to listen to podcasts,
That's
which
right.
is like a smart way to reverse engineer your life into success and happiness.
It's true. I don't have like these moments that I need to fill with somebody else talking. I get enough.
Because you've made music your entire adult life. That's been your job.
Yes. Unsuccessfully, I like to brag until, late 30s though. I'm really proud of like whatever, however you define success. I define success being able to keep making music.
Yeah.
And so I get to keep doing it.
Yeah.
But at any point the rug can get pulled out, and I get that, and I'm totally cool. I slept on everybody's floor I've slept under friends' kitchen tables while they're throwing a party into my 30s is all I'm saying. Like I lived like
you've done the work, as they say.
I earned
You've done the work.
I earned whatever. Yeah.
Like you said, everything is cake at this point.
Totally.
But what you said, if the rug could come out from underneath you at any moment, what do you have in plan for the third act?
I remember I mean, it's not that recent, but I remember being like, you know what? Maybe before I thought this was as steady as it could be, in the past decade or something, be like, I can be a firefighter. I want to be a firefighter.
See, you're not beating the hardcore allegations as a guy with a beard and tattoos who wants to be a firefighter.
I know, but I'm so sensitive, man.
Have you tried jujitsu?
Well, I was too old. I had like missed the deadline to be a Chicago firefighter. Like I just Googled it or whatever. I didn't like. It wasn't. I didn't like train for it.
Yeah. Okay. You just checked it out.
Otherwise, besides that, I would work in a kitchen happily. I would like meal like not as a chef. I'm like more like a prep or whatever kind of guy.
Oh, okay.
I love that.
You like the Zen meditative art of chopping a vegetable.
Love it. And then I would have my podcast time is all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I think the issue is you have so many things going on, kids, dogs, wives, ex-wives, girlfriends, bands, all that stuff, that you don't have any time to yourself. Unless you're on tour in a hotel room?
No, I don't. The tour is the busy part. Yeah, the home.
Okay, well, when do you get the alone time? Because like when Chris and I are both live with our wives, we don't have kids, but when we go on tour and do shows, that's the only time I'm really alone.
You guys take this on the road and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun.
We have a show, El Rey in Los Angeles on December 6th, and then Webster Hall in New York, November 23rd.
You really don't like Chicago? Okay.
No, we played Chicago this summer. We played
Where at? Where
do we always play, Jason? We like it there.
Bottom Lounge.
Played Bottom Lounge a couple times.
Yeah. What don't you like about the green room?
No, green room at Bottom Lounge is fine. I'm thinking of what's the place where like Alkaline Trio would play?
Metro.
Oh, I've got an Alkaline Trio live at the Metro, but it's not that.
It's like this small, tiny. Is the first place. It's like a bar.
Empty bottle.
Empty bottle.
Yes.
Downstairs.
Yeah, you have to like go through the other side. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Cave. Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
The wall smells like Malort.
It does.
Yeah. Are you a Malort man?
I am. I like it.
I am.
Yeah,
I actually.
that's how you know.
I really like it. Is that a Chicago? Is that like a Midwest thing?
It's. I mean, it's like Chicago's adopted it. I'm sure it was a thing before somewhere.
Yeah, it's a Chicago thing.
Jepson Malort. I'm sure he came from somewhere and brought his recipe here. But yeah, or not here, but Chicago. Yeah.
I remember, Jason. I remember you talking about this. Is like a weird wine, right?
It's like a.
It's like Fernet or something like that. It's just one of those like
totally.
It's really strong, really bitter, just like kind of nasty thing.
And why do you drink that? To settle the stomach after a nice.
That would be what the bottle says. Yeah.
To be a man, to be a badass.
To be a badass.
Now you drink it because you're in town and your friends tell you have to drink it. You're a tourist and now your friends make you drink it.
Yeah. Okay. That makes a little more sense to me because it doesn't seem pleasurable.
I mean,
yeah. Are you a Fernet man?
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
We had a heavy Fernet phase when me and my girlfriend started dating. When we're just like, yeah, like give me a Fernet on ice.
Why pussyfoot? Let's go straight to the stuff.
But Fernet on ice is like a non-binary bartender drink, right? Like that's the vibe.
Hey, just kind of sip it. Yeah,
Okay, but it's tough.
It's known as like the final boss in the world of
alcohol,
cocktail, bartender culture drinks. Like that's what you drink when you've exhausted like all of your. Like when you do coke and you don't have the center nostril anymore, that's when you drink Fernet.
You drink Fernet. Okay, got it. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
There's a cocktail. There's a restaurant in London called St. John's, and the owner, this Fergus Henderson, he has this drink called the 11sies.
Oh yeah.
You drink it at 11 a.m. either when you are hungover and it's your first drink of the day, or you're still going from the night before.
Oh.
One part Fernet, one part Fernet mint.
Oh, Branca? I don't like it.
Shaken vividly for a long time and then pour it up, and it is quite delicious, actually.
I would not drink it, but I don't. Yeah.
Give it a shot.
I can do it.
I feel like you're a good candidate for a cocktail like this.
Thanks.
It's popular though, right? Isn't it kind of popular?
You guys,
not really.
You guys know Pim's cups?
Yeah.
Sure.
Right? Sure. Like you did nodded your heads if you can't see it.
Yeah.
We were in fucking what is that famous what's the big station with Harry Potter in London?
Not Paddington.
King's Cross or whatever. Is that
King's
it? Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And we had time to kill and we walk in, there's like a bar in the train station and we ordered Pim's cups and the guy looked at us, he's like, what's that? And we were like, didn't somebody, your grandfather invent this? What are you talking about? What?
It's like ordering a hot dog in Chicago and they're a hot what?
Yeah, like what's that? Yeah, right. I don't know. And we looked at each other.
Chris, doesn't Alex like Pim's cups?
I love a Pim's cup. Yeah, Alex had one at Wimbledon. She'd never had one before, and she was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I was like, "Yeah, those are fucking good. They don't really taste like alcohol."
The guy didn't know. Yeah. Anyways, we thought we lost our mind. This is like 2 months ago.
That is surprising.
Speaking of British culture, I just thought Chris sent me something this morning about Russell Brand. He's now selling $240 necklaces.
Just saw it.
That protect you from Wi-Fi and other harmful signals. Fellow indie musician MIA is doing the same thing. She's created a clothing line that rejects 5G and Wi-Fi signals that the government is sending you. Anything in the future like this for you guys?
Let me talk to the American Football House crew and see if we can collect our money. And
who's got the most tin foil hat in the group? Who's the most likely to be conspiratized?
This American football specifically, like we are a varied eclectic group of adults that came together later in life and
a motley crew.
Get along. The opposite, sort of. I'm the motliest. I like to brag.
Okay.
I'm the motliest in this crew, and I'm fucking a responsible dad. But we all land on the same side of.
Okay.
Okay, so there's not a QAnon bass player or anything fun like that.
No, there's nobody like. But hold on, did you watch like sending that's sending the group text?
Hold on.
That's I mean that's not that I mean you should be so lucky that in this day and age of our ages we all have friends.
It's shook out that way.
Yeah. It's not strange somebody in your age to get 10% of your friends who have switched.
We went into COVID and out of COVID together. Yeah, it's like no, we didn't lose anybody.
Some brotherhood, accountability.
Yeah.
This Covers record comes out Friday.
It does. Yes.
Okay, this is a great idea. I like this.
Great idea. I'm gonna give our
whose idea was this?
I believe it's our band manager Amber, aka like band mom.
Okay.
I think she was kind of like, you guys want to do anything? This is like a couple of years ago. Like you guys want to do anything like this to commemorate? And I think we all probably said not really. And then she's like, it could be cool. And then she's like, well, if we did it, like she's like total parenting, like. No pressure, but if we did it, what do you guys, what would it look like? Blah, blah, blah. And then we all responded to that instead of being told what to do.
Yeah.
Just kind of like, well, if I have a little creative control over it, then I'm into it,
She successfully managed you guys.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's good. That's good to hear.
I mean, I'll give her all the credit. It's great. Yeah.
That's great.
You're doing more shows, I assume.
There are more. This whole year's been like LP1 anniversary shows. So we're, the rest of the year, next week or 2 weeks is DC, New York. Then we're home a couple weeks, and then a festival in Mexico City, which is the first time I will ever see New Order. And
oh wow, cool!
Cannot wait.
I've never seen New Order either.
What the heck? You should come. Yeah.
Okay. Who else is playing this festival?
I think Green Day's playing the night before. I mean, a million bands.
Okay.
I know. I think Green Day's one of the nights. Maybe New Order is the night we're playing the same day as New Order. I don't know if they're like the last band.
Okay.
Sam Mendes or something. Like it's
every festival in Mexico always has the most bizarrely diverse lineup of talent that makes you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
I'm like, this is like it's like a culturally different thing where, the Vegas festival is, curated around me. And then this is the opposite of that.
This is the opposite.
Paul McCartney is the night after us. So,
whoa.
You guys are opening for Pink.
We're opening for Pink. Yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
It's that kind of vibe. What could go wrong? All right. Thank you for joining us, Mike.
Thank you for taking the time to chat with us. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks, guys.